Remember when they hate, didn't think we make it. Now they break their neck just to look at me. Remember when I called you, and you didn't fall through. Now you hate yourself and look at me, look at me. You made me.
And what up, what up, what up? What's good with y'all? Alright, so what are we getting into today? So today I'm finally about to be giving y'all an update on the 64.5 Mustang. You guys have been seeing that for a while after I picked it up from D. It's been sitting off to the side, kind of just chilling. I've been collecting parts. I've been doing a lot of things, going back and forth, but I finally came up to a solid decision on the route I want to go with this thing. Today is the day that I finally unveiled the plans for the wide body 6-fold, man. So let's open the garage and let's jump into it. As far as the Viper goes, man, I finally pulled the trigger and ordered some wheels for the Viper. I've been going back and forth with this thing like crazy on whether or not I wanted to swap the wheels, buy the wheels, or whatever. And the wheels that I decided to order, man, I actually hit this dude up to buy these wheels, and somebody else had already bought them. And he pretty much was like, you know, just I'll let you know if anything comes up, because the person who was buying them had already sent the money. So I hit him up today and I was like, yo, just, you know, checking in, what's good? What happened with the wheels? It had this whole little ordeal. I guess he sent the wheels, they got returned because the dude wasn't there to receive them. And then, yeah, something happened. They got back and forth, blah, blah, blah with each other through messages and all that. So he decided to just refund him his money. And guess who intercepted the wheels? Your boy, you feel me? So the wheels are going to be fucking sick on the ACR Viper, man. Just as a little hint, the wheels are carbon fiber. Let's just say that they're actual real carbon. I was about to say carbon fiber, solid carbon fiber. But the thing is, I absolutely love these wheels on here, man. Like, I really do. I really do like these wheels. This color combo goes so well with the car. It's like period correct. You know, it keeps that specific time period for this car. So I really like them. The only thing I don't like is you can see the front wheels are sunken. I hate that. And I actually have bought spacers for this thing, but due to the fact that these wheels don't have cut reliefs in the back of them, I wasn't able to put the spacers on, and I didn't want to cut the studs. Other than that, I have no issues with these wheels, but I did want to go up a size. So the wheels that we're going to be getting are going to be a staggered. They're going to be 19 by 13, and they're going to be 18 by, I think, 11. But they are fucking sick, and I can't wait to get them, man. I think you guys are going to love them. I think it's finally going to give it that Mike touch. And now I finally also came to the decision, like, man, since I'm about to be doing that, we are going to be pretty much transforming this thing and doing some wildness to it. At first I was gonna keep it stock, didn't want to do too much to it. I've been waiting on the aero package, but I do have a front lip that I'm thinking about putting on here. And since we are gonna have actual authentic real carbon fiber wheels, I think I may start adding some carbon goodies to this thing. I know freaking classic Viper owners are going to absolutely hate this, me modifying a ACR Viper, but you know, fucking thing's already supercharged. So as far as the classic standpoint, for somebody that's gonna buy it, like, you know, if I decide to sell it, if you don't like it with all the stuff I'm about to do to it, let me go out here and show y'all as far as the 6-fold goes, what's gonna be going on, what the plans are, and trust me, it's gonna get crazy. For those that don't know, here it is. This is my 64.5 wide body Mustang coupe. There's been a few ideas and plans for this thing, man. I've literally went back and forth with myself. I thought about pulling the motor out of the green car, dropping the turbo 306 setup in here. Also thought about pulling the motor out of the Mustang, putting the supercharged setup in here. But I came to the conclusion that I am going to be doing a LS3 in here. So the LS3 that I had for the Mustang originally, before I did the supercharge and all that, pretty much instead of using the LS3 on the Mustang and swapping the motors, doing that, I'm actually going to be using that setup on the 64. And the reason why I'm doing that, and it makes the most sense, let me show y'all, because I know a lot of people were like, bro, do a Coyote. That's one thing I get asked a lot. Do a Coyote, do a Coyote. Damn, I hear water in this thing. How the fuck water get in here? All right, so as y'all can see, this thing already has a 5.0 swap in it. So I was playing with the idea of throwing the turbo motor in here just because it would be a direct bolt-in, literally not really change much. But after we had this thing on the lift, we're examining it. There's a lot of the stuff that I want to pretty much reinforce. You guys can see that they literally put Fox body shock towers and everything in here. This has pretty much a complete Fox body front end on it, which is crazy. Normally on these cars, these shock towers come out super far over, and it makes pretty much getting any motor in here. I honestly think with this subframe setup, how they have it, and you know, everything boxed in, like I probably could do a Coyote in this thing, but if it didn't fit, it would have just been, you know, one of those things where I'm redoing the whole, pretty much the whole thing. And from that standpoint, that's kind of like why, you know, I decided not to do the Coyote. Plus, since this is a smog exempt car, we are in California, it makes the most sense for me to do probably my craziest build on the car that is smog exempt, something I don't have to worry about smog, I don't have to worry about the police. So that's why I decided to do the LS3 setup in here. So I know y'all probably thinking like, oh, there's gonna be a LS3 with a cam. Nah, this is going to be my craziest build yet. If you guys seen my cars, and I'm saying this is gonna be the craziest one yet, that means we're going pretty wild with this. Coming around here to the back, you guys can see I literally have the swap kit. So also the reason why we came about with this swap is because I already had the swap kit. I literally had the swap kit before I did anything to the swing stain. I had originally bought this swap kit for the swing stain to do a LS3 swap in it. But since I'm keeping that with the supercharged 302 setup, I literally have this. And guess what? Again, since this already has the full Fox front end, the AJE front K member will bolt into this thing, so it just makes the swap so much easier. So you got the mounts and everything here. We got the K member, pretty much most of the shit that we need to pretty much bolt an LS3 into this thing. And we rewired this thing from the headlights all the way to the tail lights. New relays, everything's been updated, so y'all can see everything nice and tucked away. So since this is like I said, since it's gonna be a pretty crazy build, I'm gonna be doing a lot. Like look at this, the pedals are all crooked. This thing still has a cable. Like I want to eliminate so much of this stuff, pretty much do like a wheel wood setup, redo the carpeting, cage this thing, headliner. Back seats won't be in here. Probably put 2 buckets in this thing. Some of y'all do see that it is a little different. This actually has side skirts, has a little rear valence on it. I have a completely new front end setup for this thing. That way I can get rid of the missing headlight bezels. Front hardware kit. Literally the front suspension, we're gonna be upgrading the front to a Cobra brakes. Upgrading the spindles to SN95 spindles, doing a stage 2 angle kit, which is similar to the setup that's on my turbo car. So this thing will have an angle kit. I do plan on sliding it. This car doesn't have a handbrake in it, so you know we're gonna be adding a hydro to it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be keeping these work VSXXs or if I'm gonna be, you know, changing them up or something, but I do kind of like the fitment, so I may possibly rebarrel the fronts. That way I can get rid of the spacer once we do the Cobra setup and all the spindles and all that stuff up front. As far as the rear actually fits pretty good, but I may be getting a different rear end, something that narrows it up a little bit. That way we can get some more lip and offset out of this thing, because you know, even though this does look good, might as well, you know, make it even better with more lip and offset. With all that, man, y'all see that thing. So we do have a lot of plans coming forward. But let me go in here and show y'all what's already been ordered, the parts that have come. That way y'all don't think I'm BSing. All right, let me show y'all the goodies. The reason why I want to show y'all these now is because I'm literally about to be cleaning up the house and getting shit up out of here. So I got a bunch of stuff literally just sitting here. So these are all parts for the 6.4 right here. Check it out, check him out, check him out. Big ass 103 throttle body. What is that gonna be going to? What is it gonna be going to, you ass? Hold on, we gotta move some stuff. A bam. This is the big dad right here. The Fast LSX HR intake manifold. This is a big boy. So this is gonna be going on the 6.4. Since I have the cow, I don't think I'm gonna have to chop the hood up, but you know, I have the Holly high ram going on the truck, and I literally had ordered one for the 6.4, but I was like, you know what, I don't want the 6.4 and the Turbo Rado having, you know, same parts. So on the 6.4, I decided to do the composite style fast intake manifold, which is this guy. I think it looks pretty dope. I think this thing's gonna be sick. It's LS3 base, so you know it is a square port setup. It's not cathedral, but I know y'all want to see the heart of the build, and here they go right here. The twins. We are gonna be throwing twins on the 6.4. So I've done a lot of engine configurations. I've had root style, centrifugal, single turbos. I mean, I had a twin turbo 300ZX, but that don't really count. This is my first time doing a big twin turbo setup. So these are twin 6262s. You can see these big boys right here. Dual ball bearing, billet wheel, all that nice looking stuff. These are actually the same turbos that, well, same brand turbos that I run on the Turbo Rado and I run on the Turbo Coupe outside. So I have tested these out. I love them. They actually work pretty good. They aren't crazy expensive. I think for these two, they were like 2200, 2300, something like that. So since this is my first twin turbo setup, I'm hoping I didn't get turbos that are too small. The AR, I want to say, is like a 102 on these. I kind of divided it up because the LS3 is a 6.2. Usually a 6262 spools up relatively well on a 2JZ, which is a 3.0. So I figured if you split that in half, you're splitting the two banks between 3.1 liter, and I feel a 6262 will give me that super crazy torque. And I mean, shit, these things should still be rated at over 1,000 horsepower. I'm not even gonna push that, but what I wanted was something that was gonna spool up quick, sound crazy, be a fun street car, and really focus on mid-range and a high torque number. So if this is set up how I wanted to, this thing should make damn near matching horsepower and matching torque numbers. Like, I literally want the 6.4 to come on and just light up super quick. So we'll see if these bad boys will do the job, but man, pretty sure I sized them up right. I don't usually mess up on my turbo sizing when I'm speccing out my stuff, so I think these are gonna be good. All right, so here go the twin turbo manifolds right here too. These things are actually pretty crazy. These are the only log style manifolds that I've seen that literally give you a high mount turbo setup. When I say high mount, usually the turbos will sit kind of like the fender wells where like the headlights and stuff go, whereas these literally sit right over the valve covers, like they're up top next to the intake manifold. So this is definitely gonna be giving off Goonicorn vibes right here. Also have the adapter because the turbos are V-band, so I'm gonna be running these as a V-band connector. These are also reverse mount. One's a reverse mount, that way the turbos will be pretty much mirrored of each other, that way they both aren't facing the same direction. That way it gives like more of a symmetrical look to them. But yeah, these things are pretty sick. It's like cast billet or something they claim. Nice shiny manifolds. Let me get these out for y'all. Take a look, the runners look super clean on the inside. Like, I definitely did my research before I bought the manifolds. Look, stupid clean in there. I don't know if y'all can really see it, but it's clean, man. No burrs. And y'all can kind of get an idea. It's like, if this is the heads, this is where the turbo is gonna sit, right above them. As far as the oil feed setup goes, it's actually pretty easy. The people that make the manifold actually sells their own feed line kit, which is this right here, where the oil pressure sensor is up top. You could actually run this line through it. It has like a little T that tees into it. And you can see right here, T, both lines will split off. They'll be up top, running alongside the valve covers, and then they'll go up and over to the turbos, which makes this super easy because then you don't have crazy long ass feed lines going across the motor next, like through the headers and all that stuff. I feel like this is probably the easiest way to do this, and probably the cleanest, honestly. Then a little something as far as a gate control goes. I decided to run a BAM. This time around, I'm gonna be trying the Turbo Smarts. These are their new waste gates. I can't think of which variations it is, 4 or 5, I don't remember, but these are their 45 mil gates. Currently it has 14-pound springs in here, so I don't think I'm gonna run a boost controller or anything on here. I kind of want to just set this at gate pressure, which is 14 pounds, and whatever this makes at 14 pounds will be it. Comes with extra springs we could throw in there to raise it up. I think these will probably give us 20 something, but for now I really want to just do a gate pressure at 14 pounds with those twins and see kind of what this thing does. I have 2 blow-off valves coming too, same color. Those are just like literally the basic parts that arrived right now. I think we're gonna end up doing a dual pump setup on that, because usually with the 450s we run at about 700 horsepower. So we're gonna do a dual pump setup, probably surge tank. Like there's, man, this, like when I say this build is going to be crazy, it's going to be pretty wild, man. And I'm literally telling y'all like play by play on this thing. If you know me, you know I don't take hella long to finish up my cars. Like once I'm on something, I'm like on it full effect. Like I have like this thing where I like OD on wanting to finish cars. So I just told y'all kind of like the engine combo. Everything on the engine is black. You see the intake's black, but the fuel rails on the intake will be red. The wastegates will be kind of up top. You'll be able to see those. Those will be red. The blow-off valves will be coming right in front of the throttle body. I have dual 50 mil blow-off valves coming. Those are going to be the same red color as the wastegates. I'm not sure if I want to do polish on the turbos or if I want to have them powder coated like a cherry / candy red to match all that stuff. And then as far as the paint, that I'm not fully sure on. Like I kind of want to do something like classy to where it just looks super sinister for the type of build. Obviously, you know, the turbos are definitely gonna have to stick up. I don't think I'm gonna have to cut the center of it, but the plan is to hopefully have the turbos right around here as just like a little peekaboo feature to where you can see it. I mean, if we need to trim the center for a little bit for the intake to stick out, that's fine too, but for surely the turbos are definitely gonna be sticking out. There's no doubt about that. They're gonna be peeking through. Color scheme for this thing, man, I've been going back and forth about doing this car like just a solid black color, and my theme is to do black with kind of like phantom, I guess you could say like flat stripes or something, to where it just has like a flat black accents through it. That way they're kind of like phantom hidden type stripes. When you look at it from a certain angle, then you'll be able to see the flat stripes on there. So I'm kind of thinking about doing that. If you guys know like the GT350s, they usually come in like a white and blue combo where the stripe kind of goes over it, a blue stripe. But I'm thinking doing that, like a flip variation of that with a black and then a satin stripe, and then where it usually says GT350 or whatever I want to put on the side, have that as a flat black also. As far as wheels go, if I keep these, maybe gloss black them, like re-clean them and finish them, have black iron, repolish these things, or you know, whatever end up being the plan. I'm not set in stone on the color, but it is something I kind of want to do just because I want to do like this stealthy, like aggressive, but I don't know how to explain it. Like I want to do something that's overly aggressive but still tasteful, you know? Like when you look at the Goonicorn, it has a lot of decals and stuff. I literally want to do something like that, just super dumbed down version and like my take on things on it. So if you follow on Instagram, you know I did officially dub this thing the Goonicorn. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be coming to a hood near you, the Goonicorn. But man, I really think this is gonna be a sick car. As far as exhaust coming out the hood, I'm probably not gonna do that, because you know I still want to be able to street drive this thing. I don't want to be smelling exhaust. I don't want it cooking the windshield or cooking the paint over the roof, because that tends to happen. Maybe have the wastegates out the hood. That's possibly something I'll do. But as far as exhaust, I really want it ran all the way out the back. That way, when I'm driving this thing on the streets, I don't smell exhaust fumes. I don't smell like exhaust fumes when I get out the car. If I'm sitting in traffic, I don't want to smell exhaust fumes. So, you know, that's the plan for this. Like I said, this is gonna be my craziest build to date when it comes to, you know, how outrageous this thing is. It's exempt. Right now I'm working with a good team of people, as far as, you know, D and everybody else that I'm networking with. Majority of the build will be done by D. If I need some fab work done, we'll either have his fabricator do a lot of the fab work, or I'll reach out and have my boy Janky do some of the fab work. But majority of this build will be done in-house by D. And I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm really looking forward to it. I've always loved these cars. It's literally my first old school build. It's in decent shape, minus, you know, how we got it with all the wiring and stuff being messed up. But since then, we addressed that. The dude that works with D, Fats, he'll be the one shaving the engine bay. Possibly having him or my painter Jay paint this thing, whoever wants to, you know, take on the job and knock it out. I already talked to Cubano about doing some metal work in the back and getting that thing structured. Other than that, you know, the floor pans and everything are still good. As far as these mirrors go, they're mounted in the wrong location, so I am looking for new doors, preferably some doors that have a door handle on them. That way we can actually mount these things forward where they should be at, and I can have some door handles. I hate trying to get in this thing because it doesn't have poppers or anything. The poppers doesn't work, so yeah, I would like to have regular door handles on this thing. I don't fully know exactly what I'm gonna do. I just have ideas in my head that I'm sharing with y'all because, you know, some of the shit that I'm telling y'all will be getting done, a lot of it, but as far as how I'm gonna tie everything in, it's still a mystery to me, man. So like in my head, I have a vision on what I want this thing to look like, but you know how that goes when it comes down to execution. It's all about the people that's gonna be, you know, helping and, you know, making the you know, the dream and the vision come true. But yeah, man, I know today was just a bunch of talking. I really want to get this update out there for y'all because y'all do be asking about this car, and I've been ordering stuff for it, kind of just putting things to the side, waiting for stuff. Probably later today, I'm gonna go check on the motor. We'll go see the motor. I gotta go drop off the parts to Ray anyway. All right, man, had to throw my hoodie on because we're about to be outside. Right now, we're about to be going to our boy Ray's, and I'm about to be showing y'all the LS tree that's gonna be going in the 6.4. Ray's been pretty much assembling this, and now since I'm about to be doing a boosted application, we're gonna be changing things up a little bit. So the intake manifold that's currently on there is gonna be going on the G35. There it go. Got the twin turbos in this thing, and we got all the parts that Ray gonna be needing. Man, this is about to be sick. We're just getting here to my boy Ray's. I'm out of breath because I had to carry this heavy ass box and some twins. But here it is right here. This is the LS tree that's gonna be going in the 6.4. You know what I'm saying? Everything all black. Ray did just bring something to my attention. This has ARP head studs, bolts. So we're gonna have to swap these out with some studs. It does have a NA cam in here, but I'm gonna run the NA cam with the boost. This is the other intake manifold. This is gonna be going on the LSG now, since this isn't a NA motor anymore. This thing is sick. Ooh, look at that. ITB's in there. Oh, okay, huge. I think it's gonna clear the hood.
We'll cut it.
Jeez. So, my boy Ray, man, he ain't never done a turbo setup, so you feel me? I'm over here, you know what I'm saying, coaching your boy, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing the rough draft mock-up for him, that way he can see when I leave how this thing go when it comes time to torquing. So you feel me? As soon as he finished, I'm like Mike built. Anybody that come after me and get a turbo kit, I'm the one who taught this nigga. I did the first one with him in the garage. All right, so this is what this thing is looking like. A little dilemma that we're running into is it's hitting the valve cover right here. So these are taller. You can see how they kind of slope inward. So I'd have to get like a stock style valve cover. That way it clears. And then you can see this side is super close to the intake manifold, which looks dope. And then this one is further away just because it is a mirrored version of that one. So if this was the same, if they were not mirrored, it would literally put the turbo on this side to where it'll kind of look more even. So maybe I'll send one back, I don't know, maybe, and then go from there. But other than that, it's gonna look pretty dope. So I'm probably order some valve covers tonight. Fuel rails will be here, so I think everything else will be fine. Looks dope though. Definitely looks dope. All right, so for shits and giggles, move this turbo, the turbo that was on this side, move it over here just to check, and there it is. It does move it closer to the valve cover, so I need to send that turbo back and order another one of these. That way it sits it right over the valve cover like this one. This one does have a bit more clearance, but I think it's just the design of this manifold right here, how it's curved like crazy. So, I mean, it'll be nice if they had just a straight one like this one and just do true straight manifolds, and then I could use these turbos, but it's not really an option now, so I guess I gotta reorder the turbo. Look at that throttle body. You can fist that thing. Ray knows about fisting.